guys, so CNN recently posted and tweeted this. The Big Bang breakthrough rocked the science world. See how it could also support biblical beliefs. But I don't know, if anything counts as proof, this might as well too. I took my mom's dog for a walk this morning and he took a shit like right away. Proof. I have a website with awesome t-shirts. Proof. I think cats are proof that I'm Wolverine. If I walk through a spider web, does that prove that I'm Spider-Man? So I was reading this amazing article, and I'll leave a link to it in the description below. I was reading at the bottom, the lady who wrote it, her name is Leslie Wickman, and it's giving her credentials here, and it's talking her up a little bit. She's the director of the Center for Research in Science at Azusa Pacific University. So I was kind of curious. I decided to Google the university, see what it's about. This university is a private, interdenominational, evangelical Christian university, so that explains, like, everything. So she starts off by talking about the evidence that was recently found for inflation. It's a new discovery that traces gravity waves, and it affirms scientific concepts in the fields of cosmology, general relativity, and particle physics. But then she goes on to say that the new discovery also has significant implications for the Judeo-Christian worldview, offering strong support for biblical beliefs. Why is it always a Christian God? Why isn't this evidence for Thor? And why does it have to be a God at all? Why can't it be evidence for the almighty ham and cheese sandwich? I mean, to be honest, I give her credit for accepting the Big Bang Theory at all, even though it kind of destroys completely the whole Garden of Eden, original sin, need for a savior idea, you know, no big deal. If the universe did indeed have a beginning, by the simple logic of cause and effect, there had to be an agent separate and apart from the effect that caused it. That sounds a lot like Genesis 1:1 to me. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Wow, that logic was so amazing, I'm actually going to repeat it. I'm just going to replace one word. If God did indeed have a beginning, by the simple logic of cause and effect, there had to be an agent separate and apart from the effect that caused it. Right? Why is it so easy for religious people to ignore this blatant hypocrisy? I mean, the universe couldn't have come from nothing, but God can. And even further than that, he was just always here. He didn't have to originate from anything. He just always was. I mean, forget the simple logic of cause and effect thing I said like 5 seconds ago. That only applies when it's convenient for me. So, we know that Genesis was never intended to be a detailed scientific handbook describing how God created the universe. It imparts a theological, not a scientific message. Well, thank you for explaining that. I had no idea that the Bible wasn't a scientific handbook. Imagine how confusing messages about gravity waves and dark matter might be to ancient Hebrew readers. That's right, God was just being a considerate author for the ancient Hebrew readers, that's all. This kind of reminds me of a speech that Hitchens gave once where he talked about how it's estimated that humans have been on this earth for around 100,000 to 250,000 years. It's being debated, but he used 100,000 years because, for argument's sake, it's a smaller number. It's easier for people to understand. So let's just say we've been around here for 100,000 years. You know, we just went on pillaging, raping, murdering, thieving, just all kinds of violence, and only 2,000 years ago did God decide to do something about it. So, you know, since he wrote it to be so considerate for the ancient Hebrews, maybe by the time science has advanced to the point where humans are able to live on other planets, he'll give us another book explaining how the Earth actually is round. Better late than never, right? It seems like religious people every year are getting more and more desperate. They staunchly oppose science up to a point, and then they jump ship and try to take it on as their own. A famous quote by Neil deGrasse Tyson said that every great scientific truth goes through 3 phases. First, people deny it. Second, they say it conflicts with the Bible. Third, they say they've known it all along. So long story short, anything and everything can be used by religious people as evidence for God, and the Big Bang is no exception to that rule. Probably the same reason why people tweet about the cosmos saying how all the things that they talk about are evidence for religion, evidence for God, and not only evidence for God, evidence for the Christian God. So it just keeps getting more and more ridiculous. I'm sure you guys have seen it everywhere. If you have, let me know other examples that you've seen in the comment section below. Make sure to like this video, share it everywhere. All of my social media links are in the description below. Also make sure to check out my website, www.jaclynglenn.com. There's some awesome atheist t-shirts on there, so make sure to check those out and get one if you like it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!
There's no God, he doesn't exist, so don't try to save me, use your